Hello everyone, this is Cy Perry King here, and I wanted to go over the official trailer for the live action Netflix One Piece and just my thoughts overall of it. I know there's probably going to be hundreds and hundreds of these kind of reactions and what their thoughts on this are. But I just wanted to get my thoughts out here, just because it's interesting. It's something that I am very excited for, very passionate about One Piece, obviously. So you just hear my thoughts. First of all, without going showing the trailer and my overall reaction, because I have watched it already, I just wanted to give overall my thoughts. In the beginning, when they show Roger, I do love the atmosphere of Logtown. How you can see the Marines, you can see everybody there. You see a hooded character that has like the green hood there that I'm not sure it's Dragon or not, but I have a feeling that that's who that is Dragon. And you can see him. Well, you see Roger given his like epic speech. You know, the introduction to One Piece that we all are already accustomed and used to. My first thoughts though were that Roger didn't really sound as imposing as I thought he was gonna sound, or even look that way. Maybe this is just because they're trying to portray him as sick and you know is about to die at this moment. But that's just my initial thought of him. I'm so used to Roger's deep voice and having that like oomph to him that I didn't initially get from seeing Roger the first time there. The laugh at that end there where he was about to die, you know, obviously that was good. I liked that part of it. It was pretty well done. Just seeing the all the different environments of One Piece. We see well in all the different characters the show. You see Garp here in the beginning as well. I like how he looks. Again, it's hard to translate how they look like in the anime and the manga to live action because obviously the manga the Oda just has a way of over exaggerating characters and body figures that Garp looks so big, so imposing in the manga in the anime that it's just gonna be really hard to put that into a live action that makes it look good or makes it look natural. And so that part I I can get behind the Garp, at least how he looks there. As for certain things in the beginning, I did like, I forget what they're called. I know I should know this, but those male birds in the beginning where Luffy's talking to the bird, I just love how they look. I actually think they look really good. I'm a big bird person, but I love how they look with the little hats and everything. I think they did a good job in that part. For the Straw Hats, the way they talk, the way they interact with each other, still doesn't feel natural to me. Obviously, it still feels like actors playing a role. You know, it's somebody pretending to be Nami, somebody pretending to be Luffy, and so that part hopefully gets better with time as we watch the show, as we go through it. That part will feel more natural. Especially Nami. I don't know what it is about Nami, but it just feel like she's a little bit less she's more stoic in this live action than she is in the anime. I think she's very much more lively. She's still, a badass in her own right. She still has her, attitude to her, but she's much more lively, and which I still haven't, seen here yet. But hopefully that gets better. I do like the fight scenes so far. They're not looking too bad. I think that Luffy's well, I think this later on they show it where he's fighting Arlong. He does the Gatling gun, and that looked a lot better than initially. I guess maybe I'm just getting more used to it the more I watch it. It's probably going to be something that we'll all get accustomed to, which is good. I think that's hopefully just something that just feels more natural as time goes on. One thing I did notice that they seem to be starting the Zoro Sanji rivalry a lot earlier than they did in the manga and the anime. That rivalry didn't really start until Little Garden in the anime, when they're competing who gets a larger dinosaur to eat. And this is already starting closer to Arlong Park, so that is much sooner than the anime. which is not a bad thing. You know, the rivalry that they have is it's a big part of their character development and how they interact with each other. In one of my past videos, my last video that I mentioned, that is how they grow and how they become better at whatever they do, just competing off of each other. You know, Zoro gets better because he's competing with Sanji. Sanji gets better because he's competing with Zoro. So it's something to keep an eye out, that I do like, and I appreciate that they're pushing that a little bit sooner. Overall, I think Buggy still looks amazing. I was curious to see how they're going to use his devil fruit it's not going to look amazing. It's not going to look perfect. Obviously, he is a much more animated kind of character than most, but I like how he looks. He's going to look threatening in the beginning, but you can still see those progressions into who he develops into later on. So I think that's very important to establish that now. One thing that I did take note here, I think Usopp, they only gave Usopp one little line. It's not even a line, it was just a noise that he made. It's hard to make that noise, but if that noise that he made felt very genuine, felt very natural to me. I think hopefully, I know that his role, his character is one of the ones that is probably more relatable to most people. So I feel that that's probably going to be the case when we come to the live action as well. And it's going to feel natural. It's going to feel more like it's just your buddy, your friend that's going to be there. And so the way that that noise made it feel like it was very natural, made me feel like, oh, Usopp might be my favorite character in the beginning here, just like it was in the anime. So that's great. Arlong does not look that great. And it's nothing to do with the face. The face, I think, looks fine. The nose looks fine to me. It's not going to be perfect, obviously, but he just looked small. I think probably most people are probably going to be talking about that just because he looked small to me. He shouldn't be roughly the same height as Luffy. Arlong, I know that what I mentioned earlier with Garp, that it's hard to kind of make those changes to make it look natural, but Arlong doesn't need to look natural. He is a fishman. He can look off like that. He can look bigger. He can look more imposing without really taking away anything from the natural look of the whole show. So I think that's something they probably didn't do well. That's probably just very disappointing. I forget his name for Arlong's crew, the one that Sanji fights. He looked more imposing. He looked a bit better to me than Arlong did. Kurubi. He looked more imposing than Arlong did, just based off his physical stature. So that's something that to keep an eye on. They went to a lot of quick shots of different scenes, including Mihawk's fight with Zoro, and just Mihawk in general looks amazing, looks great. I think they did a great job of casting him and who can really portray like Mihawk's character, right? It's disappointing that his eyes don't look the same, obviously. One other thing, I'm gonna have a hard time with Nami. I think the scene with the hat, the help me scene, it's one of the best parts of One Piece. It's one of the initial things that really got me to fall in love with One Piece. And so I don't know, maybe I'm just being too hard on her, on the actress here, but I didn't feel, just from that initial second, it didn't feel like that cry out for help moment. It just felt so impactful in the manga and the anime. And I'm hoping with the whole context with, I don't know how they're gonna do the stabbing her shoulder thing or anything like that. Hopefully that they can still be honest in those things. I'm much more liberal when it comes to how everything looks and how everything, if they change storylines here and there, kind of things to make more sense. But I think the feelings and the emotions that come with One Piece, I think that should stay the same. Should kind of try to pull at those heartstrings and pull at those moments of, humor, of dread, of sadness. All those things should still be a part of it, because that's, I think, what makes One Piece very special, is that they can do that while still having good action or decent action, and still having overall good story, or amazing story. And so hopefully they can do that the whole scene strung together looks better or feels better to me than that little scene. One thing here is where Luffy says that at the end, around the end, where he says that he's gonna be king of the pirates. That's probably the first time that I felt like the actor felt natural to me as well. He actually felt like he was saying it, that with that conviction, with that nonchalant, casual attitude that yes, I am gonna be the king of pirates. Like if it's something that's inevitable. So I love that part. It did feel good to me. And then the show later on the show, Kobe. I was curious. I knew they weren't going to show like just a smaller version of him and then grow into a bigger version of him in a matter of 6 months or so, or a few months that he was from when Luffy left him to when they see him again. So I like that they didn't do that. He looks like he's a bit taller than Luffy. He's gonna be probably buffer by the time he gets to that point where we see him again. But I like how he looks. He doesn't look imposing. He looks meek and just small and scared, which Kobe was in the beginning, and hopefully we see just that transition into a better, stronger, just mentally stronger character later on, which is great. And then I love the scene with all the different wanted posters, and it felt really good. It felt really cool, just because that's typically how you would see it in a town, and well, at least when they're portrayed in other medias and other shows and movies, where you just see posted all over the place and kind of ripped apart and stuff, where you see all different pirates. Obviously Alvina, the pride and center, but you also see Foxy in the background, Bellamy, and Cavendish, which is awesome to see. Obviously those are all pirates that we know were already active before Luffy's time and before the Straw Hats, so it's good to see that they are being shown over there. It's weird that you would see those wanted posters. That's in Shelltown, right? So it's weird that you would see those there, just because none of those pirates were, not that I can recall or think of, ever in East Blue. So it's weird that they're there, but it's just a cool Easter egg. There's also a character that I'm pretty sure right now that I don't recall. I'm not sure if it's part of the Panda Man like series with the different characters that they have. I couldn't remember. I couldn't quickly find it, but that just made me think of, like, I really do hope they include Panda Man into these somehow, some way, because I love that. I always loved that part. Well, growing up, seeing where I can find Panda Man in the different aspects that he did it. Oda was able to put him in, which is always great. One Piece is not supposed to be some serious show. It's supposed to be something that you can go through serious moments, go through hard times, but also have those joy and funny times. Hopefully they can really push that forward into the Netflix live action. Hopefully it's not something that they miss on. But overall, I think this has gotten me excited for the show. I can't wait to watch this. It's coming up so soon, in about a month now. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. And this has been the Sad Pirate King. Thank you, and stay safe.